about you. I get that lonely, lonely feeling they call the New London Blues. I get the lonely, lonely feeling they call the New London Blues.
Good evening. This is not deja vu. This is a whole new vu.
Oh.
All right, folks. This is the LOT show, which stands for Looking Out for Taxpayers, which the group is still trying to do that, but we're not getting much assistance from the public. And it's your money, so I don't get that part. But the group meets every second and fourth Wednesday of the month at the Senior Center at 7 o'clock, and all are welcome. And if you want to be a member, it costs you $10. That will give you some voting privileges. And believe me, sometimes we have some serious votes. And some of these meetings, when you go to them, they can get heated, they can get funny. It's like a gathering of people that are trying to look out for the city. And I think more of you out there should really consider coming to these meetings and even joining. I mean, how long do you sit home and just let people keep taking your money? Don't you want to fight back even a little? I mean, a little? I mean, if you can fight back as a group, and this group has done it before. I've been a member for a long time, and my guest tonight, who is like one of the founding members, Larry Hample, he's been doing it a heck of a lot longer, and sometimes you may not accomplish a big feat, but you may, shave off $1 million off the budget just by people pushing, people going out to referendum, letting the letting the councilors know, and the mayor, whether it was a ceremonial mayor or now a real live mayor, it's your voice, it's your money, and I can't understand why more people aren't concerned about their money. You know what I'm saying, Larry?
A lot of them must be perfectly happy about the amount of taxes they pay.
But everybody's got to reach a point where you actually feel it coming out of your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
When you realize that one time you say, "Oh, there's a new restaurant opening up downtown. Let's go check it out." Well, we've been out twice this month. We really can't afford to go another time. Bam. Yeah. That's the first sign. Mm. And it's not like that's only happens in once a year. I mean, once a new tax comes in or a new amount, it's never going to be any less. Mm-hmm. Have you ever, in all your time that you lived in New London, have you ever remembered a time where the taxes have gone down from what they were? I mean, say, for instance, the taxes total, make it easy, $1 million. And then the next year, you were told that we're only going to have to collect $800,000.
There was one year when collectively it went down a little, but then naturally the next year it jumped up double.
So what was, you got a year to sit back and go?
No, because I just happen to have a note on that's about 15 years old that brings that up too. Do you? But now we got other things right now. Taxes are old hat. I'd say people, they must be happy paying the amount of taxes they are. Now, you don't like figures when I throw them at you. Well, but I could use some of the figures right now that are not mine. I don't make these figures up. They come from town and from the city council, and show you with these figures that are out there for everybody to see that everybody's taxes are twice of what they should be.
What do you mean should be?
The taxes should only be in half what they are now.
And
sometime I'll explain that to you.
Yeah, please do, and please, we'll explain it to the people too.
Yeah.
That should peak it. But before we go anywhere, I got a question for you.
Uh-oh.
If you can pick one pet peeve you have about this city, what would it be? It doesn't have to be something major here. Just one little thing that really aggravates you.
This is major. There is no such thing as fair taxation in this town. Whenever I go to the city council, I said, the only thing I ever ask you people for is fair and equal taxation. And I said, you just refuse to do it.
Which is one of the things the lot group always pushes for.
Well, but
That must be where they got it
with
from.
nobody else, joining in, they assume it's all fair. They don't think about it. They just, whatever the bill is, they pay it.
See, I have a pet peeve about, well, I probably have a lot, but I got one that's at the top of the
You
list
asked
right
me
now.
one. That's
Oh, no, that's good. That's a good one. When I think of pet peeves, I think of something maybe not as big.
gigantic.
Yeah, gigantic. Mine is when the garbage men come by
Uh-huh.
and they pick up your garbage,
Yeah.
they take your garbage can off the sidewalk, they roll it to the truck, they dump it, and then they leave it right in the road when you come home where you're gonna park.
Oh.
They can't put the thing 2 more feet on the sidewalk where they got it from. Are they saving that much time? Because I go home, and I know this is a small thing to a lot of you folks out there, but it's an aggravating thing. I get home, I got to stop my truck, get out of my truck, go put the cans up back on the sidewalk, and then park my truck. Now, I know it's a small thing, but when you do it every week.
Everybody should leave full ones out in the street. And
Well,
when
some
the
people
mayor
do.
says something about it, you say, I'm doing exactly what the garbage men want me to do. I learned that because whenever they leave it right in the street. So they're
But where the
telling
hell you
me
gonna
to
park?
leave it in the street.
Where are you going to park?
Well, hey, you park in the middle of the street until you go and move it and hold up traffic.
Okay, folks.
What?
Oh, we got a call already.
Oh.
Answer that phone, Larry.
Oh, my. Oh, way up here, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oops, go ahead.
hello, you're on.
Good evening, Larry. You're absolutely right. The thing that really is disgusting about the city of New London is that I myself, like you have mentioned to the government of the city of New London, that taxation is not fair. And the point is this, I've even documented it with the unregistered motor vehicles and the out-of-state ones, and the situation, they do nothing. And as I charged the city council several times, is they're responsible to make sure these laws are enforced. They're on the books. They're not doing their job. And I want to say I concur with you. That is the biggest problem in New London. They have to get over that obstacle first, that every person that deserves to be taxed is taxed. And there's no exceptions, no matter what the gain is in tax. And when people, meaning taxpayers, residents, U.S. citizens, these laws are written, they're in statutes, and they turn a blind eye to it. We must overcome that obstacle first before we worry about a new pool or a new street lights or anything else. Because those are fundamentals that are written in our Constitution and the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be across the board, but not here in New London. This is 2016. There's candidates like Bernie Sanders and all the way to Donald Trump out there. Let's be real. Everybody is equal, and it's supposed to be politically correct, but not New London.
You
I
know,
want to say good show, but I just want to make that point. You're absolutely correct, Larry. And until we overcome that hurdle, how can we expect New London to move forward?
Yeah, well, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Go ahead. You go first.
no, go ahead.
Oh. Let's see, one thing, I don't know if it'll help or not, but we didn't get to it yet, but it will be. It said right here, the city is going to bring in a parking specialist. Now, he's going to be, I guess you could call him a parking guru. Well, I guess that was in the paper someplace, guru. You might want to talk to him about the motor vehicle problem that you're having. See if he'll have any way he can help. Because
let me just jump in 1 second, Larry, just to jump in. In a recent email to the City Council, they approved funding for the NIPIT team. The NIPA team, again, like it did before, did not include somebody from the tax department. Hence, when they go property to property, like they will in their canvass of the city, and they see, as they saw before, an unregistered motor vehicle or an out-of-state registered motor vehicle to the owner of the property, there is no one for them to report it to, and they turned a blind eye. In 2007, when I brought this to the attention of the council, and the team was working along with the clean sweep, they graciously reported to me, and we were able to bring some revenue in and clean the city up henceforth. But the point I'm making to you is that, no, this guru is not interested in all aspects of parking.
Well,
you know,
And
even
there's
if,
defined lines in the city government, and I've learned to accept that. Well, go ahead, Larry. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
well, yeah, well, because I'm going to talk about that, you know, a little bit more later on.
All right.
And,
You know-
and the other thing about, you know, you say you talk to them about the unfair taxes. Well, face to face with the city council and the new mayor, tell them, you know, Passero made that deal, said 25% of the people are going to pay extra high taxes, and 75% of the people, their taxes are not going to go up.
that wasn't Passero who said that, was it? It was
No,
Finizio.
no, Finizio said it, but I repeated it to Passero,
Oh.
and he says, yeah, that doesn't sound exactly right. I said, well, what are you going to do about it?
You
He
know,
wouldn't answer. Anyway, the city council passed this deal. Absolutely unfair. They're favoring one group of taxpayers over another group. And which group do you think the city councils belong to? The group that's the taxes aren't going to go up. So you can tell that to them till you're blue in the face, right down their throats, and they still ignore it. So what are we going to do?
you know, what Jeff is saying is, I don't understand. You know, some things can get pretty complicated for me, but some things are pretty clear too.
Well, that's clear.
You're talking about, and I'm seeing it more and more all the time, Jeff. I'm seeing more and more cars in towns with plates from other towns or other states. People, you drive by and you see 3 or 4 or 5 cars. And this is such an easy way to bring some revenue into the city. And it also is telling people you're not going to come to our city and break a law. You know, but they ignore it. They just let it ride. I mean, this old saying that, I think you got it from Adam Spicacci one time. Well, there isn't enough money there really to make it worth our while. If you get $10,000 or you get $50,000 out of this, if you're getting that much more a year, it adds up. It can be used for
Dennis,
something.
The issue comes down to this, and I've had the discussion with you and other people. It doesn't
many
matter
times.
if you get 17 cents or it costs you $18. The point is it's written in the state statute that if you own property in a town and you live there, your car is supposed to be registered there.
That's
There's
right.
even a fine up to $1,000. I didn't write this. Talk to Ernie Hewitt. Talk to all the legislature. They wrote it. The point is the city's supposed to collect money on these cars.
Now, does the city get to keep all that money?
What all that money costs is property tax.
Yeah.
All right, I didn't know if we had to split it with the,
I
all
mean,
right.
what it is they send a declaration. Let's put it this way. For every car that they see out there, they drive by. And as I suggested before to the council before, to the mayor before, and I just recently sent it to Michael and the mayor there and the city council president, is that you can have the city employees just report back, like a suggestion box, where the garbage man, like you said, drives by and sees a car there. And they just mail a declaration. The people declare, oh, no, that's my mother's car. It's in New Jersey. And she comes back and forth. All right, it's a mistake. Thank you, off the list. I'm active military. You're off the list, too. All right, we can go right down the thing. But what? You own that house. You lived here for 2 years? And your car's still registered in Illinois?
Yeah, no,
Well,
I mean,
come on.
you know, right now we're in a position in this city to where they seem to be on a roll with hiring new people. Maybe we should hire you.
Not interested.
If
Not really interested.
If he's not on the inside circle,
I know that. I know.
I mean,
I was just trying to. I was trying to be funny.
Like I always say, This is what I'm pointing at. Don't look at me.
Yeah.
There's the money. Like you said, Dennis.
Yeah.
You can drive up and down almost every street, and there's solid leads, if not definites. And we're leaving these stones unturned. And you think New Haven is? You think Waterbury? I sent you that documentation. Waterbury had $300,000 in the year that they did that. $300,000 to the grand list. We don't need $300,000.
You know, they tell
Not
us
worth it.
at council meetings, we hear from councilors, they say, look, if you have a better idea or any kind of idea that will help our city, we want to hear about it. And then when they hear about it, they don't want to do nothing about it.
This is not, wait a minute. Let's talk about the reason why it doesn't happen. Just like the reason why you drive around New London, and in any city, there's parking limits. They clear the street, and they won't do it here. All right? There's parking limits because it's not politically popular. All right? We have plow trucks. You have public service drive around in circles around these ice, snow, iglooed-in things. Luckily, we didn't have it this year. We can all remember how it's been in past years. And that's what I'm saying. There's no reason why you can't have these things. The point is what, politics? I don't
know.
say that. No, I'm saying
They're afraid to lose a
it's
vote.
what it says in the Constitution. Taxation is supposed to be fair. Larry and I brought it up on this issue. It's in state statute. Why are they not collecting this money?
I don't know.
That is the point of it.
All right, Jeff,
They've
we
been
got
told
another
it.
call.
So I'm going to
man.
let you go. I'm going to let you go, but I do want to say, Larry, keep the drum. Hit the drum a little more. Talk to you later. Have a good night.
Thanks a
Okay.
lot.
All
Good
right.
call. We got another call.
Oh, another one?
Yep.
Yeah. Waiting for him? Oh, that
No.
one's going.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hold on to it more. All right, now.
Oh, see, I had to wait for that one to quit.
I told you.
Okay, you're on with Dennis.
And Larry.
Hello, hi Dennis and Larry.
Hey,
Yeah.
there you are. Where you been?
I've just been, laying back, taking it easy. Hey, but I do have a question on something.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
if you know about the Connecticut home show, the Connecticut College home show that's going to be held on March 18th to 20th.
Yep.
It's going to be held at Connecticut College Athletic Center, and they are supposed to pay the city $1,000 for a license under Section 7-117, and I want you to write that down. 7-117 of the Code of Ordinances requires they pay $1,000. Now, they have not paid that $1,000. All the years I was city clerk, I tried to get that $1,000, and they wouldn't pay it, and nobody wanted to do anything about it. But now I'm kind of free, and I'm not encumbered by
Uh-huh.
the people I was encumbered by. I've been putting it on Whale's Tail, and I've been trying to let everybody know that, they're just ignoring this ordinance. I've told the mayor, I've told the police chief, I've told Whale's Tail, and I'm telling you that they owe us $1,000. As a matter of fact, we should get they haven't paid in the last 20 years.
Oh, that'd be a nice check.
Yeah, wouldn't it be a nice check? And they just kind of refuse to do it, and we refuse to do anything because, it's Connecticut College. But it's not Connecticut College that owes us the money. It's the agent for the show. His name is Jenks.
Oh, Jenks, yeah.
Jenks Productions.
Jenks, yeah.
You've heard that name?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jenks Productions. And somebody's got to call the mayor, and somebody's got to call somebody. And the police chief is very happy to go ahead and do the investigation, and the city clerk is very happy to get the money and issue the license, but nobody starts the process going, and that's always been the problem. People would say, "Oh, well, we didn't see it in the paper. It's too late now."
Well, our mayor should know this.
Now it's not too late. Let's try to get that $1,000. Or unless we don't care. If we don't care if $1,000 is not enough to worry about, that's fine. But I'll tell you, they charge $10 a person, and they take in 20,000 people go into that place, and I think they could afford $1,000.
20,000?
Yep.
Is that many visitors?
Yeah.
Wow.
It goes on from the 18th to the 20th.
Ah.
We don't see the visitors because
Any idea of what they take in on ticket sales?
$10. 20,000 times 10. $10.
Well, yeah,
like
but
$200,000.
not everybody pays because they have different
Yeah,
deals.
I know
where
that's true.
You bring in a can of soup instead, you get a couple of dollars off.
A couple of
and
dollars
there's
off.
also a lot of passes.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
still,
well, that's true,
you're
but you
talking
know
over
why?
100 grand easy.
But why would they not
Yeah.
get a fee that's due to us?
Yeah.
They have told other businesses. This ordinance was made years ago because a lot of the merchants downtown did not like the idea of somebody coming into the Red Roof Inn on a weekend to sell stereos.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you know, or sell jewelry or sell tools.
Yeah.
And that's why they enacted this ordinance.
Yeah, well, at the home show too, all of those outfits, they pay for floor space.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they
but
pay
not to us.
sure they do. But
They're
they
not-
don't pay the city.
What's that?
They don't pay the city.
Oh, yeah, I know,
Everybody gets
that's
paid
what I'm
but the
saying.
Well, they
city.
pay Jenks, and Jenks has to pay the college for renting the space.
Right. Does
Yeah,
that
no.
mean we don't collect a $1,000 fee?
You know, Clark, I wonder how many other things in this city that are in this kind of a situation. Right
Lot.
now, I'm looking at what Jeff called us about. I'm looking at what you're saying now. I wonder how many other things are going on in this city that we should have money coming to us and we just blow it off.
Well, you know, there's a lot of small items. For instance, there's a fee, a yearly fee for a movie theater. There's a yearly fee for pinball machines. Now, you don't see pinball machines much anymore, but maybe that needs to be updated to electronic game machines. I don't know. There used to be a fee for those little, there's a fee for mechanical ride devices. You know what a mechanical ride device, I think it's $50 or $100. Do you ever see any mechanical ride devices in downtown New London on Sailfest? See Ferris wheels?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
They don't collect anything.
yeah.
No,
Well,
they don't collect it.
To me, that whole deal with the Sailfest is a waste as far as the city's concerned.
Wow.
Well, there's lots of fees that we don't collect on,
Yeah.
and I've made lists of them on occasion.
Yeah.
I'll just,
Do you have,
I
Clark, do you have my
keep
email
listening.
address? Clark, do you
What's
know
that?
do you know how to get a hold of me?
No, I don't know how to get a hold of you. You got a telephone?
Yeah, well, you know, I think I can get a hold of you. I'd like to
Yeah,
see
get a-
that. I'd like to see that
Get a hold of
list.
me, and we can talk about this sometime.
Yeah,
but, there's
'cause
a lot of stuff, and you'll see postings on Whale Tail. I've been posting something called City Hall Report on there for the last few months.
I'd like to look at that list.
Yeah, I can work it up for you.
What did
Well,
you say it was called? City
have
what?
have them in here
Yeah, would you like to come on and do a show
with
in the
that
future?
list.
Do I want to do a show?
With that list.
Yeah, I'll come there sometime, sure.
I'll
But we
get
gotta do-
I'll get
look,
in touch with you.
This thing happens on March 18th, you know, and it's going to be too late. They're going to miss it.
Well, you know, as far as this, the mayor now that we have, Mr. Passero, he's got to know about this because you've brought it up before when he was a councilor.
Yeah,
It's
I
not,
did.
it's not like he doesn't know about this. Everybody in the city that works for the city, as far as city government goes, knows this.
Well, look, Dennis. The reality is, see, if you don't, well, let me try another example. You got a backyard, maybe you got a fence, maybe you don't have a fence. But if you got neighbors that come and use part of your backyard, and they use it, and they use it, and they use it, and you don't say anything, and pretty soon they put a fence up, and you say, "Hey, that's mine." You say, and they'll say, "No, we've been using that for the last 10 years. It's ours now."
I know about that.
It's the same kind of a deal when you don't collect a fee from somebody, and you just let it go. You let it go, and 10 years go by. It's pretty hard to go to these people and say, "Oh, you got to pay me a fee now." And they say,
know.
"Well, where have you been for the last 10 years?"
Yep.
And so, "Oh, well, we just didn't feel like doing it, you know." So it's hard to go back into time, you know. But we need to enforce it, and we should do it now.
We need every penny we can get in this city. I
bet.
can't imagine. why
I'll
they
work
didn't-
up a list. We'll talk. Send me an email or something.
I will, Clark. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Man, it'd be interesting to see how many places that we're not collecting what's due to this city. But before we get too much further here,
Yeah.
that was quite the burst. Let's talk about the
All right.
parking guru and your parking authority meeting yesterday.
Oh, boy. Well,
Let it rip.
no, well, it was brought up again, about him. It sounds like they've already decided.
Who's him?
Him. Well, that's part of the story.
Oh, okay.
Now, a month ago at our other meeting,
This is the parking authority
the
meeting.
Parking Authority, the Department of Economic Development, is talking about this new wonderful guy that they want to bring in to be head of parking.
Have we ever had anyone that was head of parking before in
Well,
this city?
It's not just parking, also be head of the city garage.
I know, but
Because of the new authority, now the authority is going to be in charge of all of the parking in town. Before, most of that parking was regulated or run by the city council, the city itself. This is supposed to be like
So-
a new agency.
so there
And
was there or was there not a department head for parking authority or for parking?
no, parking itself,
So
no.
this is a new position.
Yeah, I think for a while you were on transportation something or other.
Oh, traffic.
Traffic?
Yeah.
Well, you had parking problems in
Yeah.
your end of town. And it was kind of divided up here, there, and, everywhere. Right at this time, we're changing from commission to authority. And also, your pal Joe Celli got an offer of a better job, so he left. So now the city garage is without someone like Joe Celli at the helm, more or less.
Yeah.
Now, the new guy will be in charge of the parking garage, but also bring his expertise in with parking all over town and the big headache of EB. But he was being described to us last month, but I can't tell you his name, she said. We're the parking authority. You can't tell us the guy's name that we're supposed to maybe vote on, and
They
he's
do
going to
that-
be
they do that
taking
a
over?
lot. They do that a lot in this city. I don't
And,
understand it.
Anyway, it came up again this time. That was just last night. And, they're going along further with it, but then they mentioned his name. And then they were talking more about him. And the more they talked about him, I said, oh, now I know who you're talking about.
You know this person?
Well, we went to see him a year ago in Hartford. He runs the big parking garages in Hartford, not West Hartford, but Hartford and parking meters. So he was, as far as I know, he was in charge. But I think I saw in the paper where it said no, he was really second command up there. But listening to him talk up there, he knows what he's talking about. So when I understood who he was, I said, no, I'm all in coming. He'll know what to do, have a better chance. But he is going to be a city employee.
It's going to be a department head.
A city,
He's
yeah.
going to have to move to New London.
Yes, he is. Kip says, yes, he wants to move to New London, so he'll be moving to, in town here someplace. But if he's going to be a city employee, you remember the parking garage when the city was in charge of it
Yeah.
for so many years? What happened to it?
It looked like the rest of the buildings
Yeah.
that the city owns.
It was
It's
so
crumbling.
low in the trash heap, the state says, hey, either fix it or we're going to take it back. We might even decide to tear it down. So what did they do? They appointed 5, now get this, old white men to resurrect the garage. Now, it took all these years, all of the main, structure, all the damage, all the cracks and, concrete falling here and there, the roof leaks, the doors leak, windows, and let's see, there was a lake under one of the elevators, and, it was a really run down. Well, over the years, it was all fixed up. Right now, it's in what you would call like new condition. There's even 16 security cameras in there, so most every square foot in there is covered with the
It looks
camera.
good there.
Yes, but there's a few little spaces yet that aren't covered, and hopefully it will be. And the latest thing now is put in all LED lighting.
Yep.
And in the first 2-3 months, the electric bill went down 70%.
So was that because of Mr. Celli taking over working for that ProPark, I think it is?
Well, that's who he was working, that's who paid his salary, but it was the parking commission that said what the salary was, because all of that money came from parking. See, not 1 cent of taxpayers' money went into rebuilding that garage.
No. And they actually, probably from what I understand, they're one of the only businesses that the city is involved with that actually makes money.
Yeah. Yeah, it hasn't been as much
the city
because
gets money.
so
Well,
much
it's
of
still
it was
getting
used to
something.
rebuild it. But now, the electric bill alone, they figure they're going to save $40,000 a year.
Yeah.
And the next thing they want to work on, it was brought up 5-6 years ago, but because of legal entanglements and restrictions, it was tabled, more or less. That's the the electric panels for up on the roof. They're
Solar panels?
solar panels, not just on the roof. They're going to be canopy, which means they will be up off the roof, so you can still park cars underneath.
Yeah, that's like a growing new industry. I've heard about some companies
a lot of
doing
it
that
is
a lot of places.
A lot of it is to do with the government screwing around with their tax breaks
Yeah.
and all of that. That's how most of this solar panel work is getting done in the different towns.
So
Now,
how'd you meet? So talk more about the meeting.
well, last year, some of us went to the West Hartford garage and then to the Hartford garage to talk to them about their system of parking meters. West Haven has one brand and Hartford has a different brand. Now, I was there at both of those presentations, and to me, the fellow from Hartford was, hands down better with the presentation. And
this is the guy that's coming to New London?
yeah, his name is Carrie Red.
Carrie E. Red II.
Yeah, and here's something that'll make your friend Martha Mox really happy. He is not an old white man.
Oh my God! How are we going to hire him?
No, he's not an old white man. So she'll be all in favor of it.
So what is he?
Well, all I can say is he's not old.
Is he? He's not old.
Well, according to us, he's not old.
But on a serious side,
Yes.
you really think this guy
Yeah.
could be a plus to the city?
Well, yes, but what I'm getting at is, no, I'm all for him, but he's not going to be the garage man. He's going to be working for the city.
Yeah.
So in the end,
And he's
his
gonna
boss
answer-
is
and
going
he's
to
gonna
be
answer to the mayor.
mayor.
Yes.
But then if it's working for the city, that means retirement pay again. Where if he was working for the garage, it would be Pro Park to pay for his retirement.
Why do you think all of a sudden the city wants control of the parking garage? I mean, you know, I don't understand this. They hired a company to run the place. The company comes in, they turn the whole thing around.
Yeah.
They stop making money, not only to fix the place and to pay the salaries that they need to pay and the benefits.
Yeah.
They also make the city money to go into the city coffers. That's pretty unheard of that I'm aware of. I don't know. I don't remember hearing that many businesses or whatever that are doing that for the city. So why all of a sudden do you think the city wants to have control of it? Is Pro Park still going to have anything to do with it?
Well, no, they'll still be running the garage.
Okay.
They'll still be running the garage.
So why do they want control of the garage now?
Well, they're not saying they're taking control. But if the guy in charge is working for the city, they are taking control.
Yes.
You know, I don't understand. It's not explained to us.
Because before...
You know, we're on the authority. But we don't hear about these things ahead of time. You know, like when, how many times did they talk to this fella? We never knew about it. We weren't even told his name until just last night, and they were talking to this guy for months. And they've been to, you know, Tammy's been to our meetings before. She wouldn't tell us about it. Oh, no, this is the new policy. They call it transparency.
No,
this is their new government policy.
There's no such word in New London City. Transparency is not a word. It's been ripped out of the dictionary.
Well, I think it's perfectly transparent.
They don't even teach that word in schools in the city.
No, I think city council is perfectly transparent. We can see right through them. All they care about is themselves. That's transparency for real. No, but what I don't understand is why he has such a good job in Hartford, he's actually leaving and coming to this town.
Does anybody...
And it also says in the paper that his pay will be the same as Joe Celli's.
Which is what, do you know?
Yeah, because we voted for his raise.
Okay, so how much money are we talking?
You know, 60,000.
Plus benefits.
Well, yeah, but the in the paper they're talking about they have what, 80,000 available for him. You see, yeah. What's true?
Well,
what's right?
There's also, if he comes in and he's a department head, I'm wondering how much of a match he's going to get on his 401 plan.
Well,
because right now, some city officials, and I don't know about Mike on this, Passero, mayor. I know Finizio was getting a 15% match. So I wonder if that's what Mike's getting. And then a regular city employee, from what I understand, is getting like a 9% match.
And
that's a lot of money.
Yeah, but like you said, 9% is a lot higher than people working.
I only get 3%.
Yeah.
So
no, you're gonna.
So it
go
says.
bankrupt.
So at the meeting, did they talk about his duties? I mean, besides.
Well, he's going to be. He knows so much more about parking, and parking meters, and going to tackle the problem with EV. But I say I don't know why he would leave a comfortable job to come here.
Well, he must have been promised something decent.
Well, I don't know.
Or better than decent.
I said they don't tell us.
I know, they don't tell us nothing.
They don't tell us.
You know, and that's one of the things that I was hoping.
So we actually told her last night. I said, "You're doing all of this. What are we here for?"
Maybe
why don't we
there's probably an ordinance somewhere that says you guys have to be there.
Well, yeah, it's a state rule.
There you go.
You know.
Let me see. Where's
Clark
those strings on your back? Yeah. It's got to be. I can't see them in this light.
Yeah. Ask. Clark. He'll tell you. Most of these things in town is because the state ordered it.
Yeah.
The town would.
You really don't have any authority.
No.
I mean, you don't.
We don't have
your vote. Really
no, we're just window dressing.
Your vote doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah.
It's just a formality.
Yeah, that's all it is.
There's a lot of that in this city.
Yeah. See, from now on, now that all of the major expenses, are gone on the garage, the yearly profits, should double up.
And not only that, but you would think someone would be smart enough to make sure you keep some of that money in some kind of, my new term is lockbox, so that, because it's going to need work down the road.
The garage is not allowed to have their own bank account.
So if something
anytime
something
there's
needs
any
to be
money
done,
comes in, the city council takes it.
So how much talk have you guys had about the solar panels, as far as the canopy ones?
Well, they've been,
Not canopy ones, but those.
the one guy that's been in contact
carport ones.
is trying to get them to call back. See, we had one company there, I don't know, 5 years ago, make the presentation to the garage, made a presentation to the city council, but at that time, since it was a city project, they could not get credit for the excess electricity. But see, now they're changing the rules again, and the city building using solar panels can get credit for the excess electricity.
Even if it just saves the city money every year, is a plus. Now, if you get money back for saving electricity, that's even another plus.
No, you don't get money back. You get credit.
Well,
what it means is, through the winter, through the summer, you make your meter go backwards.
Now, that whole backwards meter thing it hurts my head trying to keep track of that.
Well, no, just think about this. Say your meter goes forward for a month and it says 1,000. This is just numbers out of the air. Say it says 1,000. Now, if you have the solar panels, and when that's generating more electricity than you use, that 1,000 will start to go backwards, maybe to 900, to 800, to 700, even to 600 in the summertime. So, instead of being...
so you won't have to pay a highest bill, because it'll be kind of stored in a way, and you won't have to pay more in the winter.
On this, because, see, every month it would be going up 1,000.
Yeah.
But if you can bring it back, to 500 or whatever, then you have that 500 to use all over again.
Yeah.
So it takes that much
So the bottom
more
line
time.
is the bottom line is the city's going to save money.
Yeah.
Which means
Yeah.
this is a good thing.
Yeah.
Now, I've always said, how many buildings does a city own that have flat roofs on them?
Oh, that's quite a few.
Now, if they had say Solar City, that's the only one I can think of at the time. I'm not pushing Solar City folks at all. It's just the only thing I can think of. A company like that comes in, and if I'm not wrong,
Well,
if they signed an agreement with the city to put panels on all the flat roofs in the city isn't going to have to pay something to have that done. A lot of times this is done and you work a deal.
Yeah, because I said it's all tax credits from these companies.
Yeah, so it wouldn't cost the city, and correct me if I'm wrong, it wouldn't cost the city a penny to have this done, but they would save money in the long run. True or false?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
See, again, here's another thing. 3 things tonight
Yeah.
we've come up with
Yeah.
that would bring more money into our coffers. Why do you think the city doesn't do this?
Why? Why is the city doesn't do anything to make the city go ahead?
I don't get it.
They're not really interested. They like the status quo.
Come on, even everybody wants to save money. I don't care how rich
not
you
the
are.
Democrats. They don't care because they keep taking it from you.
Well, I know. We don't want to go. We don't want to go down that road. We ain't got that
You're
much time.
asking. You're
Oh
asking.
boy.
Yeah.
So
See, right now here it says our current fund balance is $316,000.
who?
The garage.
So that's how much money the garage has put away, in a sense.
Yeah, in theory. For the well, let's see. Yeah, for what? Well, see, I get confused with the fiscal year.
Yeah, because it starts
So-
in June. It's
So if we're
July.
talking fiscal year, I think maybe it could be as high as 500,000. Oh, let's see, and some time ago there was, parking fines were, what, 27,000? Yeah. Oh, fund balance for fiscal year 15 was only 56,000.
Yeah, but that's 56,000 only. What do you mean only? That's 56,000 that
Yeah,
doesn't
but
have
see,
to come out of the taxpayer's
this
pocket.
paper doesn't say if that's the only withdrawal or the fourth withdrawal.
We got a call.
I got a call?
We got a call.
Oh.
The group has a call.
Hello, you're on.
Back. I just got an email from Jenks Productions.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
I thought maybe they were watching the show, you know?
well, that would
But-
be amazing.
No, what happened was earlier today, I had sent them the ordinance. I said, well, they might as well have a chance to take a look at it.
Uh-huh.
And they wrote to me,
Uh-huh.
and this what they're saying is, what is this? We don't know anything about this. And you know, where do I get this information from? We're not sure what this license fee is. Now, this is pathetic.
It's very
When
pathetic.
company has to write to me and ask me what something is because nobody in the city will bother with it.
Huh.
I know.
Yeah, I'm not writing to another old white man.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. You know, there's no hope.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing too, you know.
It is. Anyway, I'll get back to you. Give me a call or email
All
me.
right.
We'll get together.
Yeah.
That is pathetic.
That is.
And not only that, you would think, being a good neighbor, that Connecticut College would tell these people, hey, look, you know, there's a fee you also have to pay the city. And they don't say anything.
Yeah, a good neighbor. Plus, you remember that we gave Connecticut College that land.
Oh, yeah. We gave the
You know.
Coast Guard that land.
Yeah.
We give a lot of things away for free.
We give them fire protection.
Yeah.
We give them ambulance protection,
Police protection.
police protection.
Yeah.
When my lights go out, though, they got their own power plant, so it's okay.
I've been hopping on them clock for I don't know how long now, and I discussed this with Martha Marks at a council meeting. The back of the city hall, where most people go in to the council meetings, those lights have been out for at least 6 months, if not more.
Oh, sure.
And
yeah.
nobody seems to be able to get them fixed.
Yeah, well, if you had long enough ladder, Dennis, I'd hold the ladder for you.
And I would climb it and change the damn bulb.
Well,
Yeah.
Well,
We
they're,
only got 5 minutes here.
well, they're changing
Clock,
it.
thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Well, they're changing it, put it in the LED light.
Yeah. Well, they should do that throughout the whole city. Do we pay for electricity for all the street lights in the city, right?
Yeah. your
So we should be
taxes.
doing that.
Yeah.
Cornish did it to his garage and
Yeah.
saved 20 grand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, the city parking garage did it and they saved 40, 50 grand.
Well, they figure they're going to be 40,000 for a year.
So how much you think we would save if we did it to all the street lights?
Well,
You know, I don't mind
well, they
spending
gotta-
money to
no,
do
you gotta-
something if we're getting money back.
they have to consider the cost of the bulbs and the cost of changing them.
You probably can get bulbs like that. There's probably someplace you can go to get a grant for them bulbs. Come on.
Well,
We got a call. And I know who it is.
oh, all right.
Good evening. You're on lot. How you doing, Ray?
Hi, how are you?
Hey, Ray, we got a lot going on here. You got something for us?
No.
Who's your guest?
My guess is Larry.
Hello, Ray.
Hi, Larry.
Hi.
How are you?
Oh, I'm terrific. Did you build a snowman last week? No?
No.
He's listening to the TV.
Oh, that's right. He has a TV on.
Hey,
and-
Ray, can
and
you
he
call?
doesn't-
Can you call back next week? But call
He
back
doesn't turn it
earlier
down?
in the night.
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
All righty.
Good night.
Good night, Ray.
Okay.
Good night.
Oh, yeah. Hey, oh, wait. There's a meeting Tuesday night.
Tuesday night.
Yeah. 6:30 at the Community Health Center. Oh, this is connected with,
We got it? I guess we, all right.
it's connected with with RCDA.
Well, that's a whole
anyway.
different story.
Well, yeah, but no, the 6:30 meeting is on Tuesday.
But that's not a parking authority meeting, is it?
No.
Okay.
Shaw's Cove. No, I just want to tell you how slow and they are talking about how to spend $200,000.
Oh,
to-
for the brownfields.
Yeah, well, 5 years ago I went to the meeting when they said
They've
it was
already
gonna be-
spent 200,000 once
be-
already,
Be
right?
$200,000 to cover that section.
Did they ever cover it?
No. And
Oh, so this is the same $200,000 as from 5 years ago?
Well, I would think so.
What the hell's
And,
wrong with this place?
If you think that's something, I won't even finish that story. But
We
she
got
brought
time.
she says they want to spend $20,000 for another parking study.
Oh, come on already.
I said, wait a minute. What about the study that you already made? It cost us $780,000. I said, they gave you a short-term plan, they gave you a long-term plan, they gave you 6 or 7 different alternates. The buses, cars, parking, everything. Where is that study? Well, this one is going to be a lot the same. In fact, she turned the page over and I said, that map looks familiar. She says, yeah, I think they got it off of the old one. I said, more money.
Oh, my gosh.
Just going out, these studies, you never look at them again.
We
And-
just seem to love to spend money on studies and then do nothing about them.
Yeah. That,
All right, now,
Oh,
as far as the newly charged RCDA, when Finizio came into office, he made a pledge to do something about the NLDC. And he did, he changed the name. Mike comes in, and he's gonna do something about Fort Trumbull in the RCDA. So what he does is he brings us more into the loop with them, which I guess ain't a bad thing, but it's also costing us money. So we went from a group of people that were running the NLDC, that if they were making money, I don't know if they made money or not, but the city wasn't paying them. So now the city is going to pay. The city is going to pay at least $110,000, and if Frank McLaughlin has his way, he's going to get a community development block grant for $15,000. He tried to get $30,000, and the city, federal, whatever, rejected the plan. So now he's going back and trying for $15,000. Now, the way it's set up now, this new person that is going to be running.
Talk fast.
Oh, we'll have to pick it up again somewhere down the road because I ain't got enough time. Thank you, folks, for tuning in. And next week, I believe it's Ladies of LOT.